Japan, Mexico, and the very best of the independents. They've got action figures, DVDs, autographed memorabilia, t-shirts, and more. Plus, stop in and get tickets for great promotions like UWA Elite, CZW, and many others. Located indoors at the world-famous English Town Flea Market, Green Building, booth number 35 on 90 Wilson Avenue, Manalapan Township, New Jersey. Open every Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Log on to Facebook.com/Funkenstein Inc. for more information.
Join Brandon Lewis and Christopher Sight Bracey every Tuesday night on YouTube.com/2KW at 8:30 p.m. as they bring you the matches and moments that make 2KW Pro the heart of New York City. 2KW Pro, your company, your wrestling.
This is Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and you're listening to Damaged Radio 365. Yeah, baby!
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Welcome back after that brief commercial break. As I mentioned, let's take a look at some of the more recent winning quarterbacks in recent winning Heisman quarterbacks in college football, how they have fared in the pros, on the heels of Lamar Jackson winning the Heisman Trophy yesterday. We'll start with the more recent guys. Of course, some of these guys, we still have to really wait and see whether they will, become, good, solid NFL quarterbacks. The two most recent quarterbacks are currently both only in their second year in the NFL, but, both have shown, great signs of, being a great quarterback for a long time. We're going to start with the most recent Heisman winning quarterback, until Lamar Jackson won yesterday. That is Marcus Mariota. He won the Heisman Trophy in 2014 with Oregon, then was made the second overall draft pick by the Tennessee Titans last year. Rookie season, did miss 4 games due to injury, threw for 2,818 yards, 19 TDs, and 10 interceptions. He was sacked 38 times, though, 12 starts, that's a lot. Going into today, and they won today, 7-6, leaving them tied with the Texans for the AFC South lead. But going into today, he had made 12 starts, 2,998 passing yards, 25 passing touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Very good season. Started off the year slow and has, pretty much been on fire since. He's added 310 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. And another big difference, as I mentioned, 38 times he was sacked last year in 12 games. Going into today, he has 18 only been sacked 18 times in 12 games. So he's cut that total in half. Going today, 21 touchdowns and 3 interceptions only in his last 8 games. Looks like he could be a solid player for quite some time. After that, Jameis Winston won the Heisman Trophy in 2013 with Florida State, was made the first overall pick by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. Started all 16 games as a rookie, went 6-10. Completed 58.3% of his passes for 4,042 yards, throwing 22 touchdowns and 15 interceptions. So far this year, started all 12 games, has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with a 7-5 record, also currently up 10-0 on the New Orleans Saints. They've reeled off 4 straight wins, trying to make it 5. Winston has upped his completion percentage a bit to 61.7, thrown for 3,180 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. And during this 4-game winning streak, his completion percentage is all the way up to 67.7. So Jameis Winston, definitely another great looks like he's going to be a future star for a while. And, this Tampa Bay right in the thick of things in the wild card hunt and the NFC North, NFC South for that matter, as they are currently tied with the Atlanta Falcons. Then we have Johnny Manziel, one of the world famous Heisman winners. Johnny Manziel won the Heisman Trophy with Texas A&M in 2012. Was made the 22nd overall pick by the Cleveland Browns in 2014, and right now is out of the league. We know of his troubles. He's had domestic violence issues. Seems more interested in partying than, being a viable NFL quarterback. In his 2 years, he went 2-6 as the starting quarterback with the Browns. He completed 57% of his passes, 7 TDs, 7 interceptions. Just 46 yards rushing. A guy who used his feet a lot during his college career. Made 6 starts last season and fumbled the ball 6 times. Just looked lost out there. Will he have a chance to revitalize his career? That remains to be seen. We will see, though. Year before that, RG3 won the Heisman Trophy in 2011 with Baylor. He was made the 2nd overall pick in 2012 by the Washington Redskins. And, he set the NFL world on fire in his rookie season, where he was named the Offensive Rookie of the Year over fellow quarterbacks Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson. That year, he made 15 starts, leading the Redskins to a 9-6 record. Also leading them to a playoff berth. 3,200 passing yards, 20 passing touchdowns, just 5 interceptions. Also ran for 815 yards and 7 rushing touchdowns in that season. Redskins traded a lot to move up to 2nd to get him. It looked like it panned out after that rookie year. Except since then, he's been 5-16 as a starter. Make that 5-17 after he came back from an injury. Got injured week 1 with the Browns this year. Lost that start. Finally came back today from that fractured shoulder, but the Bengals defeated the Browns 23-10. So he's 5-17 as a starting quarterback since his amazing rookie season. Has a 1-to-1 touchdown interception ratio, 20-20 since his rookie year. Had 1 rushing touchdown after his rookie season, but did have 1 today to double that total to 2. RG3 just looks like a shell of his former self in that rookie season. It's a shame because he's still such a young player. Still has time, but it's not looking good for him. Only signed a 1-year deal with the Browns. Hasn't stayed healthy, just playing in 2 games. We'll see if he will get a chance to, really ever be a starting quarterback ever again. Year before that, 2010, Killer Cam Newton, out of Auburn, was named the Heisman Trophy winner. Then was made the 1st overall pick by the Carolina Panthers in 2011. Still a member of the Panthers, of course. He is, after today's win over the Chargers, 50-38-1 as a starter. Going into today, had a career 58.9 completion percentage, 131 passing touchdowns, 72 interceptions, also adding 3,493 rushing yards and 48 rushing touchdowns. Last season was named the MVP of the NFL. 3,837 passing yards, 35 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions, adding 636 yards on the ground and 10 rushing touchdowns. An amazing season by Cam Newton. team went 15-1, made it to the Super Bowl, where they did lose to the Denver Broncos. This season has been a major disappointment, not only for the Panthers, even with today's win, are still just 5-7. But for Cam Newton, it has been a struggle as well. Going into today, had a career low of 54.7% completion percentage, a career low 80.6 QB rating, on pace for his lowest rushing yards total, as he had just 286 going into today. So definitely has been a disappointing season for the Panthers and Cam Newton, but still overall has had a very good NFL career, including winning the Most Valuable Player award last year. 2008, Sam Bradford won the Heisman Trophy with Oklahoma, was made the first overall pick by the St. Louis Rams in 2010. After today's win, he's now currently a member of the Vikings. After today's 25-16 win over the Jaguars, he has made 75 career starts, with a career record of 31-43-1. Going into today, his career completion percentage was 61.8. Thrown 91 touchdowns, 55 interceptions, and has an 83.4 QB rating. Going into today, he's had a career-high 97.5 passer rating, career-high 71.1% completion percentage. But it's been a lot of dinks and doinks, reason for the high completion percentage. And Minnesota has struggled as a team as a whole. Bradford won his first 4 starts, has since lost 6 of 8, was 6 of 7 until today's win. So Bradford hasn't exactly panned out as a first overall pick. He is a guy who battled many injuries as a member of the St. Louis Rams, including missing the entire 2014 season. Year before that, Tim Tebow was named the Heisman Trophy winner with Florida. Tim Tebow was the 25th overall pick by the Denver Broncos in 2010. He went 8-6 as a starting quarterback in his career. Didn't last long. Still a popular person to talk about in the media. He is now currently playing minor league baseball with the New York Mets. Looks like his football career is over. As I mentioned, went 8-6 as a starter in football in the NFL. Career 47.9 completion percentage only, 17 passing touchdowns, 9 interceptions, also ran for 12 touchdowns. 2011 was when he got the majority of his starts, started 11 games, and actually led Denver to a playoff victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. After that was traded to the Jets, where he barely played. Got a few running attempts, but only made 8 passing attempts on the season, and since then has been out of football. Tim Tebow has definitely been a bust as a first-round pick. Year before that, Troy Smith in 2006 won the Heisman Trophy with Ohio State. Still wasn't seen as much of an NFL prospect, as he wasn't drafted until the 5th round, 174th overall pick by the Baltimore Ravens in 2007. He started 2 games in his rookie year and 6 in 2010 with the San Francisco 49ers. That's it for his career, a career 4-4 record as a starting quarterback. In 234 career passing attempts, completed just 51.7% of his passes, 8 career passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, and a 78.5 QB rating. Matt Leinart, part of that dominant USC team, which had, Reggie Bush and Lendell White, Dwayne Jarrett, among others, had a great offensive team. Matt Leinart was the Heisman Trophy winner in 2004, USC, then was made the 10th overall pick by the Arizona Cardinals in 2006, and he was another, early first-round pick that did not pan out in the NFL.